Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit SouthCentralKYMonuments.com.
Good morning, everyone. Right now it is 6:15 in the morning, and we are currently looking at 41 degrees here in downtown Glasgow. So we get you going for this Wednesday morning, and we'll have a look at area funeral announcements in just a moment. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Good Morning Live this morning. Again, 41 degrees, but it feels nice out here in South Central Kentucky. In area funeral announcements at this hour, Nola Marie Wheeler, age 75, died at her residence in Glasgow. Arrangements are incomplete at this time, but will be under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Carolyn Hammer Page, age 64, of Summershade, passed away Tuesday at Norton Women's Hospital in Louisville. She was born in October 27th, 1953 in Glasgow to the late Roy Truman Hammer and her mother, Nita Rowland Hammer, who survives. She was united in marriage in 1971 in Campbellsville to Dale Page, who also survives. She was a homemaker and was a longtime member of the Oak Hill Church of Christ. In addition to her husband and mother, she is survived by one son, Michael, and wife Amy of Summershade, Mary Ann Walden and husband Carter of Summershade, Michelle Nation and husband Brian of Summershade, one brother, Rondell Hammer, and wife Shirley of Summershade, four sisters, Pamela Ann Cleary and husband Ricky of Tompkinsville, Marilyn K. Shaw of Glasgow, Rita Faye Gentry and husband Keith of Tompkinsville, and Tina Gay Emmert and husband Steve of Tompkinsville. 9 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild also survive. Funeral services for Carolyn Hammer Page will be Friday at 11 a.m. at the Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville, with burial to follow in the Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Visitation will be held Thursday from noon until 8 p.m. at the Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville and continue Friday from 7:30 a.m. until time of service. Memorials are suggested to the Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Donations can be made at the office of the Strode Funeral Home. Anastasia Geneva Lee Jackson, age 23, of Bowling Green, died Monday at the Greenwood Nursing and Rehabilitation Center of Bowling Green. Born in Glasgow, she was the daughter of Jacob Harvey and Leanna Montgomery of Glasgow, who survive. Other than her parents, she is survived by one brother, James Jackson of Glasgow, 2 sisters, Jordan Netherton of Glasgow and Savannah Lindsay of Glasgow, paternal grandparents, Tom and Amanda Harvey of Glasgow and Rita Harvey of Glasgow, one niece, Ava Netherton, 2 nephews, Grayson and Bryson Netherton. Funeral services for Anastasia Geneva Lee Jackson will be at noon on Saturday at the Bowling Springs General Baptist Church, with burial in the Kinzer Cemetery. Visitation will be held Thursday from 4 until 8 p.m. at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Marcus Todd Troutman, age 54, of Cincinnati, Ohio, passed away Thursday. Mark was a Glasgow High School graduate and a University of Kentucky graduate majoring in agriculture economics. While at the University of Kentucky, he was a member of the Sigma Nu fraternity. Mark spent many years in the banking field with the emphasis on mortgage banking. He later became a supervisor for the United Parcel Service until the time of his death. Mark will always be remembered as a very loving, outgoing, kind person, always wanting people to feel special. He was especially a very proud father. Mark was a member of the Hyde Park Community Methodist Church in Cincinnati. Mark was the son of William Marcus Troutman and the late Dorothy Fudge Troutman of Glasgow. Survivors include a daughter, Harper McClure Troutman, a student at Miami University, and a son, William Birch Troutman, a student at Auburn University, and the mother of their children, Stephanie Neal Troutman of Cincinnati. Also surviving are his sister, Bambi Troutman Myers, and husband, Ernie of Glasgow. His aunts, Jane Fudge and Eva Curry of Campbellsville, Mary Alice Jones of Louisville, a niece, Lynn Courtney Myers Howard, and husband Michael, and a nephew, E.L. Myers IV, and a great niece, Madeline Myers Howard. A celebration of life service for Marcus Todd Troutman will be at a later date. The final resting place at Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home is assisting the family with arrangements. Ronnie Abbott, age 76, of Gamelia, passed away Monday unexpectedly at his residence. He was retired from Defense Logistics Agency in the Quality Assurance Department. Ronnie held many positions in service to his community, including service on the Monroe County School Board, and also served several years on the Flippin Volunteer Fire Department. Ronnie was also a member of the Gosport Masonic Lodge, in addition to his many roles throughout the years here at home. Ronnie also served his country in the United States Air Force. He is survived by his wife, Dixie Turner Abbott, one daughter, Mary Ann Fye of Glasgow, two granddaughters, Ashley and Erin Fye, both of Glasgow, one brother, Jerry Abbott of Des Moines, Iowa, one sister, Charlotte Pennell of Indiana. Funeral services for Ronnie Abbott will be held Friday at 2 p.m. at Strode's Gamaliel Chapel, with burial to follow in the Gamaliel Cemetery. Masonic services will be conducted at 7 p.m. on Thursday at the funeral home. Visitation is on Thursday from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. and will continue on Friday from 7:30 a.m. until time of service. Memorials are suggested to the Flippin Volunteer Fire Department or the Gamaliel Cemetery. Tammy Lynn Carroll, age 59, of Bee Spring, passed away Monday at the UK Medical Center in Lexington. She was a homemaker and a member of Hubsfield Holiness Church. She was a daughter of the late Sherman Carroll and Lona Carroll of Brownsville, who survive. In addition to her mother, she is survived by her husband, Sherman Peeger, two sons, Jason Duval of Franklin and Tyler Carroll of Cleveland, and a granddaughter, April Duval. Funeral services for Tammy Lynn Carroll will be held at 1 p.m. Friday at the Grayville Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Hubsfield Cemetery. Visitation will be from 2 until 8 p.m. Thursday and after 9 a.m. Friday. Michelle Mickey L. Claywell Norris, age 47, passed away Monday, September 24th, at the Caverna Medical Center. She was a daughter of Deborah Smith Adams and the late Danny Eugene Adams. Besides her mother, she is survived by her husband, Kenneth Norris, one daughter, Sidney Claywell, one son, Dakota Claywell, and one stepdaughter, Christy Bryant, two grandchildren, Briley Hammer and James Odell Hammer, one brother, Bruce Adams, maternal grandfather, Darrell Smith Sr., and best friend, Penny Manor. Several aunts, uncles, nephews, and cousins also survive. A memorial service for Michelle Mickey Norris will be held on 5 p.m. Sunday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Visitation will be after 3 p.m. Sunday until time of service at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Stephen Allen Ground, age 60, of Smiths Grove, died Sunday at the medical center. He was a former employee of TSC and was a construction worker. Steve was a member of Shiloh General Baptist Church. His survivors include his sister, Patsy Lee, two brothers, Eugene and Bruce Ground, one niece, Nicole Gregory, three great-nephews, Cole, Jax, and Mason Gregory, one aunt, Ganelle Terry. Funeral services for Stephen Allen Ground will be held at 11 a.m. on Thursday at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Smiths Grove Chapel, with burial in the Cedarfield Cemetery. Visitation will be from 3 until 8 p.m. today at the funeral home, and the family requests donations be made to the Hardy & Son Funeral Home or the Cedarfield Cemetery. Funeral services for Allison Terry Biggerstaff, age 89, formerly of Monroe County, will be held today at 1 p.m. at the Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville, with burial to follow in the Smith Ross and Monday Cemetery. Memorials are suggested to the Meals on Wheels program, Indianapolis chapter. Donations can be made at the funeral home. Funeral services for Virginia Borders, age 87, of Glasgow, will be at 2:30 p.m. today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Crescent Hill Cemetery. Funeral services for Willis Reed Berry, age 98, of Glasgow, will be at 1 p.m. today at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Alternate expressions of sympathy may take the form of memorial donations to the Pleasant Point Missionary Baptist Church. Funeral services for Verna Jean Jewell, age 78, of Horse Cave, will be at 2 p.m. today at the Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Center Point Cemetery. Expressions of sympathy can be made in the form of contributions to the American Red Cross. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary. Right now it is 6:23 and 41 degrees here in downtown Glasgow. When we come back, we'll have a look at news from around the Commonwealth from KNN, as well as a look at your morning forecast here on WCLU from the Weather Channel. We're back after this on Good Morning Live.
November the 15th is a...
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Fort Campbell officials have identified the soldier shot to death in on-post housing Sunday night. 27-year-old Brittany Silvers of Jacksonville, Florida, was killed in an apparent case of domestic violence. Her unidentified spouse was taken into custody. Silvers was an automated logistical specialist in the 101st Combat Aviation Brigade, 101st Airborne Division. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is responding to the death of former U.S. Senator Dee Huddleston.
Huddleston's son confirmed the Kentucky native died in his sleep. Huddleston, a World War II veteran, was unseated in the U.S. Senate by now Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. In a statement, McConnell writes, quote, "When we each had the opportunity to share our visions for Kentucky's future in 1984, I experienced Dee's tenacity, competitiveness, and skill firsthand." Adding, quote, "I always respected him for his service to our home state." Dee Huddleston was 92 years old. I'm Haley Hansen.
A jury is recommending a decade-long prison sentence for the man convicted of murdering 15-year-old Trinity Gay in 2016. The jury is asking for Shazari Taylor to spend 20 years in prison after being convicted of 1 murder and 4 counts of wanton endangerment. Trinity's father, Olympic sprinter Tyson Gay, speaking to WKYT this week.
As a family, we're happy. We're just glad that we got what we wanted.
Jury members have the option of recommending a sentence as severe as life imprisonment. And more Kentucky high school students in the class of 2018 have met college readiness benchmarks as measured on the ACT. The Kentucky Department of Education announced 57% of 2018 graduates met the benchmark in English, compared with 56% in 2017. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
As a child, I can remember always being excited about going to Community Trust Bank with my parents.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Wonderful gift you can give the...
Who is Helena Chase Birdwell? She's a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a friend. She's a hardworking servant and experienced leader. She's known for her kindness, vision, and professionalism. Helena is humble, approachable to all, and a good listener. Her successful career in public service is a testament to her confidence and resilience. This November, vote for the candidate who will strive to serve Barron County with her sincere heart. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell to be your next Barron County clerk.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody. 41 degrees here in downtown Glasgow. As we get you started for this day, we're going to continue along with our program, and right now we need to tell you about the weather forecast. This weather forecast is brought to you by South Central Bank. Back after this.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us. They're a hometown bank. South Central Bank's been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Any clouds around will go away. Temperatures are starting to come back, but just when they come back, what do you think happens? That's right, we'll start dipping down just a little bit, then try to go back up, then they'll come back down. Now, the changes will probably be felt more noticeably during the nighttime lows, as we've got our chance here of getting into the 30s, especially by Thursday morning. And it looks like again on Sunday morning, maybe even Monday morning, where we could dip close to freezing. So that would mean some frost for some areas that may not have seen a frost, which I think is most of us. We'll run through this morning with a few clouds. They'll break up. We'll get into the sunshine, then go sunshine this afternoon up to 65, tacking on 10 from where we were yesterday. And then we'll get some chillier air to spill in tonight. Northwesterly flow, a few clouds around, 37. Tomorrow, any clouds around early give way to sunshine, 59 degrees. Late day rain Friday, highs low 60s. And then clouds give way to sunshine on Saturday as the rain goes away, highs in the low 60s. But that next push of colder air comes in, so Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're in the middle 30s. On Sunday, mostly sunny, highs only in the low 50s, and then it's Monday morning when we could be in the low 30s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's take a look at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen and see what we have going on there. Aaron, it looks pretty clear. Am I seeing that right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. Aaron Russell's in the studio producing the show for us this morning and drumming up what is going to be a fantastic round of tidbit news today. Now, so that's the current, that is the constant coverage in studio radar screen. Now we'll go to Coach Coy Meadows for our current conditions. Coach?
West humidity is 98%. Winds are calm. Barometer reading is 30.29 and no precipitation overnight.
What do you think about that mic check, Aaron? Is that pretty good?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to you. All right, and that is Coach Coy Meadows, who is my guest host here today on WCLU's Good Morning Live. Coach, how are you doing this morning?
Doing well.
And Coach Meadows, for those who don't know, Coach Meadows, that's Coy Meadows, was a legendary athletic sort of personality in this area for many, many years and remains that way. You fill in sometimes with Joe and Bruce on the broadcast whenever Larry's golf game's too serious.
Well, whenever Larry is occupied, then I do the tackle chart for Joe, and I enjoy it. And whenever he needs help, I'm available.
I would enjoy doing that too. Of course, they've never really asked me to be involved. Not that they wouldn't let me.
Well, the next time, if I can't do it, I'll recommend you.
Right, yeah, because to me, that's the ultimate way to watch football. If you really love football or basketball, the ultimate way to watch it is to keep up with the stats.
Well,
because to me, you're locked in on the game, and you can see everybody who's around the football when they make a tackle, and you see the trend in the ball game. You see what the defense is doing.
Well, you do, but I prefer watching the game because I watch the offensive line. And if you're keeping tackles,
right,
you have to concentrate on the position of all the players who might be running a stunt to make sure you keep up with who makes the first hit.
Right.
So I'd prefer just watching it.
That's right. So Coach Meadows is going to be here with us all throughout this morning show. And we're going to sit back. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about history a little bit, and we're going to talk about athletics. We're going to talk about your career too. So I think what we need to do here is I'm going to tell a little story personally.
Okay.
Because nobody can really stop me since I got the microphone.
That's right.
But when we first moved to Glasgow and Dad purchased 1490 KAY, now WCLU. We lived over there on Sandwood Drive, right behind the Glasgow High School, which, interestingly enough, my wife lived on that street whenever she was doing her residency here in Glasgow. But anyway, when I got out of Montessori school, I wanted to go to football practice. And the cool kind of childhood that I had, I got to go to football practice.
That's right.
I'd just say, I'd just yell across the creek there, Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam. And, of course, Uncle Sam's going to be in the studio with us next week. And, of course, I'd get to come over there to football practice. And one of the managers would take me home in a four-wheeler, you know. And so those are some of my earliest memories of life, really, Coach. Is, seeing them do the calisthenics and stuff like that. I'd go home and try to imitate it.
Right. Being around the football field is a pretty good place to grow up.
It really is.
I had 3 children that grew up around the football field, so it's not a bad spot.
And your daughter was one of the managers, right?
No, she wasn't. But she was
but I
around.
remember her though. That's the thing. We hung out or something. She would look after me when I was young.
Yeah.
I don't remember in what capacity that was. It could have just been at the football games.
It could have been. She was around.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Great kids. Anyway, so that's Coach Coy Meadows. Coach, you were coach for 13 years at Glasgow High School, and what years were those again?
Well, I came to Glasgow in '72.
Yeah.
Helped Bill Jones and Charlie Gupton.
Yeah.
And Charlie Gupton took over the job.
So
in
did you have my dad?
Pardon?
Was my dad there when you coached?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
I had
so
Henry.
Gupton he always talks about Gupton's belly flops.
Oh, okay. Well, we've had some of those.
You know,
run in place and hit the ground, get up, hit the ground, get up. Right. Yeah. I don't know whether those conditioning or whether they were punishment drills.
I always heard it was punishment.
I don't know.
You know, if you got a holding penalty or something like that, you were coming off the field and you had to do like 100 yards of, and you just stop. Belly flops.
Belly flops, yes.
I
didn't get too involved in that. That was somebody else's job.
Yeah. Well, you know, that everybody's got a job on the staff.
That's right. Anyway, 77, 78, 79, Coach Gupton was the head coach. I took over in 1980, went through 92, and then I helped Rick Wood when he came back some. So
yeah, I do remember that.
I've been involved with Glasgow football since 1972.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was involved with Caverna football and baseball, 1967 through 1972.
Right. And you are a native of
Bowling Green.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking you were a Warren County native. But in Barron County, I mean, we'll always remember you. You know, for as many years as there is at Glasgow High School, we'll remember Coy Meadows.
Right. Well, I've been here longer than I've been any place, so you have more memories of me here. My first 18 years were in Warren County.
And at Caverna, I think some people forget about it, and then other people, that's the one thing they remember about you, because I've talked to a few people about it as far as having you on and things like that. And a lot of people excited to have you here today, Coach. And
well, I'm excited to be here just a little earlier than I'm accustomed to.
That's okay. That's okay. We wake people up.
That's
so
right.
when you're the guest host, rather than waking up, you're already woke, and you just help people. So now, one other thing I want to talk about is because to me, this is the one thing you and I have not talked about. But the Caverna baseball team was full of professional athletes. The year you guys won state in what year?
72.
You were head coach, so that was your first year, second year head coach.
No, that was I was there. I was the head coach 68.
68.
I helped Ralph Dorsey in 67.
Ralph Dorsey, okay.
In 67, then he retired, and I took over in 68.
And talk about some of the Dole brothers who were on that team, and some other guys that were minor league players.
We started those young men in 68, 69.
Yeah.
Played a lot of baseball. We started a Legion program in Glasgow in 1969. So I brought kids from Caverna. We had Glasgow, Temple Hill, some kids from Park City. So we had different mixture of folks, and so those young people got to play 30 games in high school or 35, and they got to play 30, 35 in Legion. So we got them prepared for the long haul. Blake and Bryan signed out of high school. They were fourth-round picks with Texas and Baltimore. And Dennis Rock signed with Kansas City. He was a pitcher, third baseman. Gary Larimore played college baseball at Western. And we had a couple other kids that probably could have played college ball but did not. So we had a good mixture of people on that team.
Now, can you recall how many games did you say you played in American Legion?
Well, about 35 usually.
35?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And what months did that take? Is that before or after the high school season?
After the high school season.
So that would be during the summer. I mean, there is a huge break there in the off season. It feels like, you know, I mean, pretty much graduation and district tournaments like the same time, and then.
Well, back when different communities had all these Legion programs, we went everywhere. We'd go down in Tennessee and play. We'd go in Indiana and play Princeton and Rockport. And we played Owensboro. We traveled all over and played, but now Legion programs are a thing of the past. There's no one that actually has a Legion program. But we always started in June. We played June, July, and then played the district tournament. And we always had a little overlap with football and baseball if you did well in the Legion.
In the Legion, right. I do remember some of my ancestors being in that American Legion program. But to me, that baffles me. And I'd like to get your take on this. But so you had American Legion that was all summer, you know, for high school kids to be able to participate. You don't have that now, but what you do have is this year-round baseball. You've got year-round travel ball. There's more travel teams than I can imagine.
I don't really agree with it, but that's where we are. I think everyone who's involved in a sport, they need a break.
You really do.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of young people who are playing baseball year-round, as you say. They got fall baseball. They practice during the winter, and then they start their season in the spring. And you see a lot more arm trouble. You see people that have hip problems because of it, swinging the bat. So I think there's a period there where if you take time away, your body recuperates, and then you get ready for the next season. So I think there's a lot of overuse.
Yep. I've kind of wondered what somebody like you might say about that. That's another thing you and I have not ever talked about, and so that's kind of how this show's going to go. We're going to I want to just make it a little bit of everything. Now, I want to remind everybody the phone lines are open as we pause here for just a moment. Our number here at WCLU is 270-651-9149. That's 270-651-9149. We're going to be looking at the birthday list here in just a moment, and Coach Meadows is going to be sure and get the birthday list read for you. And so we'll pause for just a moment as we got a few more coming in, so we'll do that, and when we come back, we'll have the birthdays for you. Right now it's 6:42, 40 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County Clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have first-hand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders, regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve.
Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
We want to talk about birthdays here on WCLU. I'm going to head Coach Meadows that list, and I'll get the birthday music going. We had this computer restart overnight, Coach, and go ahead and read those birthdays, would you?
All right. Lucky day for these folks. Lena Joyce Bunch, Lindsay Humphrey is 25.
All right.
Dawson Knuckles is 15. Sydney Knuckles, 15. Cameron Lee Lyle, 26.
Yeah.
Libby Agers, 102. My goodness, 102. Talking about a long life. Chris Smith, 56. Marley Russell, 9. Cody, looks like Connor. And from Grandma and Chuck Davis.
All right.
Used to know a Chuck Davis.
Well,
Maybe
Chuck is Walter Wynn's boy. He's my age.
Okay. I know
He's
him
the reason
too.
I passed pre-calculus in high school. Our goodest goal person of the day today is Lou Foster. Lou turned 89 on Sunday. But if you see Miss Lou Foster around town today, pat her on the back, tell her she's good as gold from her friends at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food and home for the best steaks in town. And, of course, we'll be doing a drawing to a little taste of Texas. And we'll be doing that this Friday. So after trivia, we'll do that drawing. We got the little taste of Texas cowboy hat there, and we'll be drawing out of that name. So Lou Foster is in the hat. Coach Meadows, we got several people tuned in on Facebook Live. You want to give some shout-outs there?
Well, let's see. I've got Frida Rigsby, Terry Pruitt, Dale Copus, Alan Shirley. Some of these names I remember.
Yeah.
Alan Shirley.
Todd Barber.
Todd Barber. He was a Glasgow fella. John Duncan. Terry Lou Doyle Royce, I believe you know.
Need some help there, Coach?
Cheryl Fall Davis.
Yeah, she has a message for you. She says, "Hi, Coach Meadows."
Yeah, it's not.
Hi, Coach Meadows. You were my history teacher when I first moved here in 1969.
That's been a while. Dana, looks like Kendall Lady.
DeTore. Yeah.
Edith Atkinson Burgess.
Ellen Bell there has a message for you. It says,
Ellen Bell.
Coy Meadows was my junior high teacher at Caverna. He took Dennis Dole's place when he left.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Ellen's got a good memory.
That's right. So a lot of good folks there on the Facebook Live feed, and we're going to keep it going. Aaron, did you say David Frazier was on the line?
Sure is, on line 1, and he's got a cool story to share.
All right. David Frazier is going to join us here. David, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear him, Coach?
Yeah,
I got it.
I can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
All right, so they say you have something to share with us?
Yeah, I do. Okay, first of all, Coach Meadows, did y'all beat Owensboro in 1972 for the state championship?
We did, 7-2.
Okay, because I don't think you mentioned who you beat, but anyway, I was sitting on my back porch in 88, Kentucky, with an AM transistor radio. I went to Temple Hill and then went on to Barron County. But I sat and listened to every bit of that because it was so cool that Caverna was beating Owensboro for a state championship, and I listened to every pitch of that back porch in 88, Kentucky with a transistor AM radio.
Yeah, that didn't happen too often. Caverna beat him, Owensboro, but we did play those guys in American Legion, and I always had some
I remember,
games.
And that was post 28.
That was.
Yeah, I remember going down to Gordon Park and riding my bicycle down there from 88, and I remember Jerry Eubank and Donnie Owens and some of those playing on post 28.
That's right. Along with Keith Roxell and...
Yes, remember all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents worth in.
David, thank you for calling in today. If you think of anything else, you can just call us back, okay?
I'm sure I will sometime. Okay, thanks.
Thank
See
you,
ya.
brother. Bye-bye. David Frazier there. And, man.
Well, I'm glad people were listening to the radio then, because that was about the only means of getting the broadcast during that time.
It is. And sometimes I think we ought to go back that way.
Well,
you know, it is a different way of, it's kind of like like I was talking about earlier, when you're keeping up with the stats, it's a very intense way to watch a ball game. And to me, when you're just listening to it, I love to listen to the games on Friday nights.
Right.
It's just something about it. And Joe Myers, we had him on Monday. I mean, he's just a pro.
Joe does a great job. He's been doing it a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bruce and Larry add a lot to it also.
Sherry Jones says, good morning, Coach, from Donald and I. And Todd Billingsley says, good morning, Coach Meadows. So got some good folks in there. As we get this show going, we are going to continue to look back in history. Coach Meadows, we do the archives. Are you familiar with that program?
I am.
And so we'll go back from 100 years ago, and we'll work our way up back to the 21st century and see kind of what happened on this day in history. It's an interesting way and an interesting perspective to sort of get an idea of where we've come from and where we've been. So we'll do that next here on Good Morning Live. Right now it's 40 degrees at 6:50.
A bountiful harvest is proof that hard work does pay off. Ken Davis Produce is also proof that driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmers Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes, and mums too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day, but Sunday, of course, 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're going to love Ken Davis Produce, out 68 and 80, just past the Livestock Market.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth could be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
To see the blood in order to save us. Ephesians chapter 1 verse 7 says that it's the blood of Jesus that cleanses us from our iniquities. And in Revelation 7:14 it's those that have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb that shall be saved. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. It's 40 degrees, 6:52 here in downtown Glasgow, and I'm my guest host, Corey Meadows, and Aaron Russell is in the studio with us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Wes. How are you?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. I tell you what, Aaron, we sure know when you're gone. Yesterday was rough, man.
I figure
it's rough. So how was your field trip?
It was okay.
It was okay. Where did you go?
We toured industry here in our community.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to visit Spantech here in Glasgow.
Spantech,
a very neat company.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, very cool opportunity for all Barron County students. And if you were undecided about where you're going or looking to stay local, it was a good day. So, but I really missed a great show because I listened and. It was hilarious.
It was from the production aspect and the terrible microphone to the actual conversation was pretty daggone good. I thought it was cool.
Yes, very
I thought it was cool. Aaron Russell, of course, he's doing this. He's going to school all the time, and so. Aaron, we can't thank you enough for being here, and I tell you what, it works out great. Whenever I'm not on my top game, you are, and vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
And, it's sort of cool. Now, I do have some good news, Aaron.
All right.
Well, I don't guess you were here, but I tell you what a good feeling just to see Dad back in the building yesterday.
Yes, I saw him yesterday afternoon. Yes.
He's got his stitches out. He just came in to drop by and just hang out.
All right.
And I tell you what, I just about cried. It's just this place is not the same without him, but I sure do appreciate our audience.
I think everybody agrees
hanging with us,
Yeah, they're putting up with us.
And with the lack of Henry, what I've tried to do is try to make up for it with people who are also well loved, like Coach Meadows.
Exactly.
Who could come in and spend the morning with us, We do this every single day, but we would be silly if we didn't if we didn't recognize and appreciate the people who kind of got us where we are. So a lot of these guest hosts that we've had are people that make up this. So as we pause here and look at history, Aaron, thank you for everybody for hanging out with us. I want you to know that Dad is well, and all your prayers and thoughts and calls and all that are very much appreciated, okay? The Archives, Coach Meadows. Well, we have a sponsor for the Archives, and it's Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services on Industrial Drive, and they sponsor the Archives for a very specific reason, Coach. It's because history is made by the hard work that stands the test of time. I'll quiz you on that here in a moment. Back after this, after a word from our sponsors at Joseph A. Wade.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
And welcome to this edition of the Archives. We're going to take a look back in history here, and we'll go all the way back to 1918, Coach Meadows, where we'll just go right into it, okay?
Okay.
It was this day in 1918 that that Mr. R.A. Palmore and family, who have been living in Edmonton, moved back to their home last week, and Mr. Palmore means to go in service for Uncle Sam soon. So we've got somebody moving back, getting their roots replanted, if you will, but fixing to serve our country in the military. That is what we have in 1918. This day in 1928, we continue with an article out of the Glasgow Daily Times. It says here, United States Senator Alben Barkley, chairman of the state campaign committee, will address voters of Barren and adjoining counties at a big rally to be here next Thursday afternoon.
I remember that name.
Mm-hmm. Barkley? Is that what the lake's named after?
Sure is.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
And that is, but they're lucky to have that over there. That's a treasure right there. It's a nice place to go fish, nice place to go play golf.
It is.
We've got this day in how do I have 58 in my hands? Woo! Good thing I caught that. We don't want to mix up history, Coach.
There's 38.
I got it now.
Okay.
All right, 1938. Whoop! And then 58 left me. But we've got the new resplendent and attractive marquee for the Trigg Theater has arrived and is now being installed. It will have illuminated signs on two sides for displaying programs, and the entire set will present a maze of electric bulbs and neon tubes. So that was 1938, and the Trigg Theater, I mean, it was just a cool place to look at downtown. And I actually am, Aaron, if you will, give me about 10 seconds, and I'm going to pull up a picture of this. Gail Berry sent me a picture here, and I want to be sure we put this on the screen. All right? So, let's see this picture here. Can you put that on the screen for me and just hit the S button? It should pop right up. Yeah, so there you can kind of see the Trigg Theater. You can see those neon tubes, and well, what a picture that is of downtown Glasgow right there, Coach.
It is, and that is, I guess that's on the north side of the square.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's where it is. It's on the north side of the square right there. That's a cool looking picture. You know, when you come to a town like Glasgow, you think, well, it's just any other town. But when you have places like the Trigg Theater, you realize Glasgow's a unique sort of place.
It is.
And
you add the plaza with it.
Yeah. So they're trying to entertain. So we'll continue on with our next year now that I've picked them up out of the floor. And we've got this year in 1948 here, where we are talking about they became parents and grandparents on the same day. That's the coincidence that occurred to Mr. and Mrs. Allen Harper of Cave City of Route 1 On Friday, October the 15th at 2:30 in the morning, a son was born to this union. At 9:30 that night, a son was born to their daughter, Mrs. Walter Lewis Cross and Mr. Cross of Glasgow Route 1. No doubt the anniversary of the son and grandson will be observed with an abundance of pride in the future.
Very unusual.
Uh-huh. But it's not, I tell you what, it's you say unusual, Coach, and that's what you think initially, but spend a few days in here in the studio, and it will just absolutely baffle you how many people who have sons or children or grandparents or their dad or their mom, they share the same birthday.
Right.
It's kind of cool. It's weird how it happens, and you got to think that the man upstairs has got a little something to do with it.
That's right.
You know, of course, I was born on the same day as my grandfather, Hank Royce. He was a July 4th baby, too. And I always tell everybody I was the best birthday present he ever got.
That's right.
So
no doubt about it. I'm sure he agreed.
He was something else. What little I got to know about him, but it's lucky that doing things like this and being around people, I get to hear about him. I get to hear the stories. Now, this day in 1958, we skip ahead where there is royalty. Royalty at the Fountain Run School Festival. That's right. Tommy Gum, son of Mrs. Ruby Gum and the late Joe L. Gum, was elected king. And you had Linda Veach, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ebert Veach, was elected queen. So you did have some royals there in Fountain Run.
I know a Tommy Gum. I don't know whether it's the same one or not.
I'm sure it is.
I know he went. He evidently moved from Fountain Run to Scottsville because he went to Allen County.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it's not too far. Matter of fact, most of the time when I go to Fountain Run, if I'm not with somebody else, I try to make it back, and I end up in Allen County. I end up in Scottsville, and then I have to backtrack on 31. I get lost every time.
If you're downtown Fountain Run, it's not very far to Allen County.
No,
That's
no,
right.
not at all. I went to the Fountain Run Barbecue Festival a few years back. It was an election year, and you had Matt Bevin running against Mitch McConnell for Congress. And I remember they had a parade, and here comes Bart rolling down through. Then you've got the Secret Service, and you've got Mitch McConnell. And so there were some people who I thought were locals sitting next to me on the side of the downtown Fountain Run area. Here comes the parade, and I looked at them and I said, "It ain't every day that the Secret Service is in Fountain Run, is it?"
That may be a first.
Well, that's kind of what I asked, but they didn't think it was too funny. They didn't think it was funny at all.
Well, where's their sense of humor?
I don't know. Like I said, it was an election year. Sometimes people lose their sense of humor during election year.
That's true.
Shout out to some folks watching on Facebook Live. We got Charlotte Glass watching. Good morning, Coach Meadows, says Charlotte DeMunburn Glass. Gary Taylor's watching. Wayne Hatcher. Leanne Botts is watching. You might know her.
I think I've seen her around.
Donna Pickett's watching. What a fine lady she is, and what a fine lady this next one is. Elizabeth Combe Royce, my wife. Good morning, honey. And so Leanne says, "Good morning, Coach and Wes." And three emojis of sunshine. I'm going to take that as good. I don't always know how to take emojis.
Well, the sun's supposed to shine today. It shines every day, but it's supposed to reach Glasgow today.
I think it's going to be a great day.
Let's hope so.
Anthony Thomas says, "I went to Fountain Run in 91 and 92 till it shut down. Then they sent us to Gamaliel." The Fountain Run School, that is. So thank you, Anthony, for pitching that in to us here on the Facebook Live comments. If you got a birthday or something, that's a good way to leave one because we're monitoring it the whole show. And then also you can call us up at 270-651-9149. We'll get those shout-outs to you. We skip ahead in the archives to 1968, Coach, where it was Glasgow and Temple Hill students enjoying a Halloween party at the Lara B. Mitchell Clubhouse hosted by Jill Dickerson and Teresa Bartlett. The New Times Combo provided music for the party. Do you know anything about the New Times Combo?
I do not.
I'm sure somebody out there listening does. You can feel free to call us up if you've got something to add on that, and we'll talk about it because that's an interesting band name for sure. This day in 1978, we have Dr. C.T. Woodward of Glasgow Chiropractor being elected Chiropractor of the Year by members of the Kentucky Association of Chiropractors. We've seen that come up in the last week or so a lot here, Coach. chiropractors like Dr. Snavely.
Yeah, he and his wife.
And of course
I remember when they occupied the Mars building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so chiropractic care is something that's been prevalent here in this area for many years and continues to be, along with some of our regular listeners like Dr. Boggs, who tunes in every morning on Facebook Live. This day in 1988, Coach, there was a monument dedicated in Frankfort Sunday honoring Bernice Skipworth, who was a longtime staff member of the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Now, was Bernice from here?
I am not
You're
sure.
not sure? Okay.
I know the name.
Yeah.
And if I saw him, I would know him, but I'm not sure about his where he was born and reared.
Got you. Well, we go to 1998. You don't have a copy of this, Coach, but we have a sad story out of 1998 where an elderly man was killed when he was struck in front of his residence Thursday night. Oliver Leonard Ross, who was 88 years old, was in the middle of the road when he was struck, I guess, by another vehicle. So, sad news there out of 1998. But then 10 years ago on this day, we have a story saying, and of course, if you listen to the Glasgow Building Supply commercials, we're talking about sorghum this time of year. That's one thing that you can associate with this kind of weather, is that the sugar cane is just real good for getting that cane out. And sorghum time in Fountain Run community with Elton Lee, 90, and his son and grandsons. So whatever sorghum time was, that's what went down in Fountain Run. So I think we're getting some calls here to get us clarified on that. Why don't we pause here and let Aaron screen those calls, and we'll come right back here on WCLU Good Morning Live.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see
Go.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to its law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve.
Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back here on Good Morning Live as we're getting everything updated here for the show. We have some birthdays we want to add on the list. Who you got for us, Aaron?
Yes, Wes, during the archives, we had a couple of people call in with some birthdays. First one was Emily Logston.
Emily Logston for today.
And her daughter called that one in.
Her daughter called that. Okay, great.
And Michael Peterson.
Michael Peterson is our other birthday. So we didn't have anybody call and clarify us on sorghum time or the New Times Band.
I didn't hear anybody. No one wanted to share any comments.
And of course, the thing about that is there is more to the story. And our guest host for tomorrow, Aaron, is Gail Berry.
Yeah.
Of course, she was by yesterday, and she says, that's the thing. People, they're interested. Well, they hear it on the radio, and they're interested, and they're like, I want to know more about that. Guess what? You can learn more about that. Just right here next to us, they have the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, and that is what they specialize in.
Yeah.
So, and I'll take your copy of the archives there, Coach. There's a whole nother article. There may be even a picture associated with this story, and folks can go by that museum and check it out. It's really cool that we have that in our community, and just take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. It's going to be great. So, as I'm dropping things here, we're going to get geared toward trivia. But first, I want to pause here and talk with Coach Meadows a little bit more, Aaron. So, Coach Meadows, let's talk a little bit more about you. and because folks are excited that you're on the show today, and you coached a lot of good players, you know, and that we talked about some of those too.
Yeah, behind every successful coach are a lot of good players.
That is true. I think as a coach, it's good. It's good that you say that, because there's a lot of good coaches out there that just didn't have a lot to work with.
That's true.
But now some of the players you coached, you know, especially at Caverna went pro. But I know you coached a lot of good football players at Glasgow as well. And in that day, to me that was like a transition period in the sport of football when you coached. Talk about some of your favorite moments as Glasgow high school coach. You know, if you can think back on some of the moments that, you know, just stick out at you. What are some of those moments?
Well, I remember the least favorite moments.
Yeah, that's as a coach you do.
In the playoffs, always having to play Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. We talked about that the other day.
Right, and they really had an open invitation. Whenever they needed a player, they could contact somebody in Germany or some other place or Kansas and bring in an All-American. And our hands were sort of tied. We had to deal with what we had in our district. So they brought in some great players, and we always had to play them. And now everybody beats them 50, 60, 70 to nothing. But during those days, they were winning state championships. I think they won 5 or 6.
I remember in the mid-'90s when Derek Homer was there.
Yes.
And
ended up going to
there was
Kentucky.
no disputing. That guy would run over you.
Oh, yes.
We had another guy like that my freshman year who I think was had the similar style of Derek Homer, and that was Myron Bradley. You remember Myron?
I do.
He ran nose first.
Right. Shoulder pads over the knees.
Nobody wanted to tackle him.
Yeah.
Including me.
Right.
Being on the scout team.
That's right.
As a freshman. You just...
A lot of lessons learned on the scout team.
Yeah. So
we had some, talking about success, we had a period 84, 85, 86 with those 3 teams were undefeated during the regular season. So we won 35 in a row, and we lost 3 in those 3 years, and all 3, I think, were to Fort Knox.
Yep. It's unfortunate. I remember the last time we went to the state tournament or the state finals was back in, I think it's 2010 maybe. Hunter Bowles and all them. And the school we played was
Holy Cross.
Holy Cross. And I remember somebody telling me, I think it was Jerry Ream told me, they had kids from 8 different counties.
That's a possibility.
Do you foresee ever a possibility of the public and private splitting up here, or will that always just be like that?
I think it's going to be like that for the foreseeable future. And there may come a time when the public gets tired of the private winning all the time that they may classify, but I think it would take away, really, if you split them up.
Yeah.
Because there's not that many private.
There's not, and they're all different sizes of schools.
They are.
It just so happens we get a lot of them in 2A.
We've got several in 2A, Cal out of Louisville, and DeSales out of Louisville. We always have to butt heads with them, and of course we got Mayfield in the western part of the state that's very strong, and Somerset toward the east. So those usually are the top 4 or 5 schools in AA.
Yeah.
And of course the Scottish are going AAA next year.
Yeah.
So that will change things. But some of those people are going up.
I have wanted that for years, Coach. I have always thought that we could just, this whole football thing, we could just fix it real easy. Barron County moves from 5A to 4A. We move from 2A to 3A. I think it would fix everything. But now I don't. I have people that argue that too.
Yes.
But Barron County going through a transition right now. I think it's probably been a good move for them. You know, they run off a lot of guys when it's like you're lining up against Division I players for like 4 weeks in a row. Bowling Green is just booming, Coach. You know,
they are.
And they've got tons of talent. That's what happens when you grow.
Lots of speed and a lot of talent, but, Bowling Green ran into a buzzsaw last week or week before last. Yep. They went to Indianapolis and played Warren Central, and I think the score was 62-7.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that team.
Yeah. That would be an interesting look. So, Coach, we'll talk a little bit more. We do need to get our trivia question asked, so we'll streamline that. We'll be right back after this on Good Morning Live with Trivia.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County Clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have first-hand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders, regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Incentives to get you back on the road. Visit GlasgowTire.com for more details. That's Glasgow Tire and Auto Center, 602 Happy Valley Road, 270-651-7075.
Here we are here on Good Morning Live, and I'm joined with my co-host, Coy Meadows, this morning. We've got Charlie Goodman here, who's going to be speaking with us here in just a moment. And there's Charlie peeking in the back. He was talking about the best team of all time was the 1963 team. They didn't have helmets.
No. Didn't have shoes either.
We'll talk about that in a second, Charlie. I do remember when I played my senior year, the class below me, there was a man by the name of Tristan Huffman. Mm-hmm. And I know you guys both remember Tristan, who had as much talent as anybody you've ever seen put on a Glasgow uniform, really and truly, and just a really nice guy, too. But he brought in Jim Whiteside in the locker room, and I want to say it was maybe the second round of the playoffs. And I want to say we were playing one of those Western Kentucky teams. And he said, yeah, I was a good player and all that, and I played at Vanderbilt, and he said, but guys, he said, y'all got one right here that's as good or better than me and Tristan Huffman. So what y'all need to do is y'all need to go out there and block your hind end off and win this dadgone football game. Mm-hmm. And that's what and so everybody but me did that. That was my worst game of my career. So Jim Whiteside did not inspire me at all, but still that memory stays with me today.
May have been overstimulation.
Could have been. Could have. I mean, how pumped up can you get about a stalk block anyway?
Well,
I mean,
Vanderbilt grad, he probably used a lot of big words that he couldn't understand.
He had a way of dumbing it down for us, though. All right, so here's how we do trivia. Trivia now is sponsored by the Butcher Shop at Phillips IGA. So the winner today will be put in a drawing for a chance to win that family pack to Phillips IGA. And so we will do that after a word from our sponsors down in Las Vegas.
I can think of plenty of reasons to shop at your local Phillips IGA. Fresh meats and quality products, fair prices, and friendly service. I'm store manager Trevor Phillips, inviting you to stop in and shop our 5-star store rated by IGA. Visit us on Main Street in Hinesville and online at phillipsiga.com to view our full sales ad, and make sure to like us on Facebook. Phillips Family IGA, where family, friends, and food have been coming together since 1960.
And back here on Good Morning Live, the true insurance man that Coy Meadows is, he wants us to make sure everything is covered.
That's right.
Rewind. We're going to hit the rewind button. The archives are brought to you by Joseph A. Wade because, Coach,
history is made by the hard work that stands the test of time.
All right. He's the first one, Aaron, to get it right. He's the first. He wrote it down.
That's cheating, man.
I'm taking notes.
That's not
prepared.
Cheating. That is not cheating. So he got it. He got it right. He kept asking me as we got in deep into the break, "Are you going to ask me about Joseph A. Wade?" So we got it in. All right. Now what we're going to get in is our thinking caps. Whoop, not our tidbits. All right, 270-651-9149 is the number to call. That's 270-651-9149, the number to call here for trivia as we ask today's question, Coach.
On this day in 1987, the first ever World Series game played indoors was held. Who were the teams playing in that series and who won the game?
Okay, think back. 1987 World Series. It was played indoors. Who were the teams playing and who won the game? The first game indoors. Trivia. Dial tone won't get it. 270-651-9149. Coach, ask that question again.
On this day in 1987, the first ever World Series game played indoors was held. Who were the teams playing in that series and who won the game?
All right. First indoor World Series game was held. Where was it played? Who won? Trivia.
St. Louis and Minnesota.
And who won?
St. Louis.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give that to you. Who am I speaking with?
Carl Napier.
Carl Napier?
Hey.
Oh, my Lord.
Carl, hey. He's
Tennessee is taking over.
He knows.
What?
He knows. I thought he knew everything about St. Louis, but he'd forgotten about this one.
Wishful thinking, Carl. They lost 10-1. It wasn't even close.
Well, no, we won the World Series. We may have lost that first game.
Yeah, that's right. They did win the World Series that year.
I thought that was the question, who won the World Series.
Well, and I knew you got a little confused, which is why I let you win, Carl.
Okay.
I mean, got Coach Coy Meadows in here, and of course Carl Napier, University of Tennessee fan.
I've listened to the whole program and enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, we'll draw for the winnings for Phillips IGA this Friday, and good luck to you on that. And so again, you don't win today, but you might win later, kind of like the Cardinals did back in 1987. Okay.
Sounds good.
Carl, thanks for calling in. Have a good day.
Thank you, Westfield. See you, Coy. Bye.
All right. Carl Napier wins trivia. We'll pause for 30 seconds. When we come back, we're going to talk with Charlie Goodman. Stay tuned here on Good Morning Live.
Barry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky.
All right. We're back here on Good Morning Live with Charlie Goodman. Charlie Goodman joins us. Charlie is known for a lot of things. One of those is that he's a very talented performer in the theatrics department. Far Off Broadway players, just in time for the Halloween season, have some cool stuff going on, don't you?
Yes, we do, Wes. I just want to remind everybody that this is a big weekend of the Far Off Broadway's production of Dracula at the historic Plaza Theater. We have been working very hard on it. I'm here because I'm the head cheese of Far Off Broadway. I won by default.
Right.
I'm not directly involved in the production. Paul Glotfelter is the director. We've got a lot of terrific actors in this production. This is a different Dracula. We did a Dracula, I don't know, about 8 years ago. But this one has got a lot of action in it. It's very physical. It's very visual.
Is that why you're not in it? Is it too physical for
That
you?
is the main reason I'm not in it.
I figured
it requires movement. Some of the action takes place 10 feet in the air. A lot of lights, a lot of sound.
Wow.
31 scenes in it. It's a very, very strong production. Let me tell you the times. We've added a production just to accommodate those who would not otherwise be able to go. The first performance will be, as usual, this coming Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
But
That's
then,
at the Plaza?
At the Plaza, historic Plaza Theater. And then we've put in a matinee on Saturday. Now, normally we just have our Sunday matinee, but we have a 1 o'clock matinee on Saturday. So everybody wants to see the Cats on Saturday night. You can do that and still see Dracula that afternoon.
Right.
And then we'll have an evening performance at 7 o'clock on Saturday, and then another matinee on Sunday, and we moved it up to 3 o'clock instead of our usual 2 o'clock start. Now, if that's not confusing enough, just remember Saturday at 1, Sunday at 3. We've had a terrific response, but as you know, the Plaza Theater with 1,000 seating capacity, always a lot of good seats still available. So, but we do recommend, if you want to sit close, that you get your tickets as soon as you possibly can.
That's what I would do, because that sounds like an amazing thing. I mean, that sounds almost like a Garth Brooks concert when you talk about all the lights and being suspended in midair. Now,
well, it's not suspended; they're standing on something at 10 feet in the air.
Gotcha. Okay.
We considered that, but the actors said they preferred not to. But different platforms, different heights, 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet. And it's very close to the Bram Stoker novel.
I was going to ask that. Okay, so almost everybody's read that. So you want to see it in real life? Come out this weekend.
You want to see it in real life? Got a lot of fake blood going on.
Really?
Yes, we have a lot
Is Paul Glotfelter going to clean all that up?
And no, he's not going to do. That's the other people's job.
That's what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Dracula, presented by the Far Off Broadway Players this weekend, Friday night at 7, Saturday at 1, Sunday at 3 o'clock.
And Saturday night at 7.
And Saturday night at 7 as well. So there's 4 opportunities for you to see this performance. And if you're in the Halloween mood, if you've never taken your kids to the Plaza to see something go on over there, well, this is a great time to do it.
Well, this will get you in the Halloween mood if you're not already.
Yeah, exactly. They have absolutely put sweat, tears, and blood into this performance.
Fake blood.
Fake blood, that is. Make sure our insurance companies know that.
That's right.
So check it out. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, this is going to be a great performance.
And we appreciate the community support. It's been continuous over the last 13 years, and we're really pleased to be a part of the community and provide whatever that we can in our small way.
Yeah.
And we're Grand Marshals this year.
The Grand Marshals of the Christmas Parade, too.
That's right.
That's right.
I don't know what comes with that, but we're Grand Marshals.
I think you get a private massage from Ernie Myers, but I'm not sure.
Well, then I decline.
Okay. Okay, breaking news. No, I'm just kidding. Folks, Charlie Goodman joins me in the studio this morning along with Coy Meadows. We're not on schedule at all. It's 7:30, but we do have a quick little news update we want to bring you here. Thank you, Charlie, for coming in.
Thank you, Wes.
Be sure and head out to the Plaza Theater this weekend and get a nice seat to see some fake blood and some real talent. The Far Off Broadway Players coming up. We'll pause right now, and we'll be back with the news here in just a moment on Good Morning Live. It is 7:29, 40 degrees.
My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Hi, I'm Helena Chase Birdwell. I was raised right here in Barron County, and generations of my roots grow deep here. I have spent my career serving people in local, state, and federal government offices, and I want to continue that by serving you, the people of Barron County, as your next Barron County clerk. If elected, I will bring fresh ideas to the office while continuing the excellent work the office already does. On November 6th, I need your support. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell for Barron County Clerk.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
All right, Jared, it's ISU, integrity, strength, unity. All right, I got it.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. On Saturday, the Glasgow Police Department responded to an injury accident at the intersection of the Veterans Outer Loop and Beaver Trail South. After further investigation, it was determined that a 2006 Toyota being operated by Sharon Fields, age 61 of Glasgow, was traveling southbound on the Veterans Outer Loop and was attempting to make a left turn into Walmart and failed to see a 2012 Buick being operated by Emmett Lyle, age 80 of Center, traveling northbound on the Veterans Outer Loop and pulled into his path. Emmett Lyle and a passenger in the Fields vehicle, Luke Fields, age 23, were both transported by Barron Metcalf EMS to T.J. Sampson Hospital for treatment. The accident was investigated by Officer Trevor Morrison, and he was assisted by the Glasgow Fire Department and Barron Metcalf EMS. On Sunday, the Glasgow Police Department responded to McKenna Street in reference to a burglary that took place on McGraw Avenue. Officers made contact with Corey Carter after searching the residence and locating several baggies that contained a crystal-like substance suspected to be methamphetamine. Corey Carter, age 26 of Glasgow, was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, first-degree, second offense methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The arrest was made by Officer Brian Starnes, and he was assisted by Sergeant Charlie Eubank. On Monday, the Warren County Sheriff's Office attempted to conduct a traffic stop at a red light in a 1993 Ford F-150 pulling a utility trailer for no trailer lights. The vehicle failed to stop and began driving recklessly. The vehicle made several turns to attempt to elude deputies and crossed into the Allen County on Cemetery Road. The vehicle ultimately turned onto Cherry Road, and the operator exited the vehicle and fled on foot. After a lengthy foot chase, deputies located the subject near a wood line. The operator of the vehicle, later identified as David Sears, Jr., age 49 of Bowling Green, was taken into custody and lodged in the Warren County Regional Jail. He is charged with fleeing or evading police second degree in a motor vehicle, fleeing or evading police second degree on foot, wanton endangerment first degree of a police officer, 2 charges, reckless driving, no tail lamps, and Sears was also served an outstanding warrant of arrest for a probation violation. Also assisting on the scene was the Allen County Sheriff's Office. The Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet presented 13 environmental awards October the 12th at the annual Governor's Conference on Energy and the Environment at the Lexington Convention Center. The Kentucky Excellence in Energy Leadership Awards, given by the Office of Energy, were awarded to the Nolan Rural Electric Cooperative and the Glasgow Water Company. Glasgow Water was honored for reducing electricity costs more than 25% and energy usage per unit volume of wastewater treated by more than 40%. The Edmonton-Metcalfe County Chamber of Commerce will conduct a ribbon-cutting ceremony at Lucky Duck Discount at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Lucky Duck is located at 3248 Heistville Center Road in Chicken Bristle. You can join owner Kathy Jeffries Smith in celebrating the grand opening of Lucky Duck Discount. The vendors event begins at 9 a.m. Activities for kids include a hayride, costume contest, pumpkin carving, and decorating contest. Kathy has overstock, clean returns, shelf pulls selling at a tremendous discount. For a complete rundown of local news, log on to WCLUradio.com. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting.
Can you believe it's almost...
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo-Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Bailey Gibson.
Come on, call my dandy's new flip phone.
It is 39 degrees as we've dropped another degree here in downtown Glasgow. We're going to take a look at the weather forecast from the Weather Channel.
Any clouds around will go away. Temperatures are starting to come back, but just when they come back, what do you think happens? That's right, we'll start dipping down just a little bit, then try to go back up, then they'll come back down. Now, the changes will probably be felt more noticeably during the nighttime lows as we've got our chance here of getting into the 30s, especially by Thursday morning. And it looks like again on Sunday morning, maybe even Monday morning, where we could dip close to freezing. So that would mean some frost for some areas that may not have seen a frost, which I think is most of us. I'm meteorologist Ray Staging, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. That's a pretty good forecast considering what we've had. I know that a lot of these tobacco farmers are glad this rain's over. Looking at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen, state of Kentucky is clear. If you look southeast of us there, they are getting a little bit of rain and moisture in the air as there's several scattered storms throughout that part of the country. But currently in south-central Kentucky, no chance of rain as of right now. Let's take a look at the current conditions, Coach.
Current conditions, humidity is 98%, winds are calm, barometer reading is 30.29, and there's been no precipitation.
Okay, that's the way the current conditions are rolling. Coach Meadows is my guest host here on Good Morning Live. Coach, tell folks what you're doing now these days.
Well, I hang out a little bit at Glasgow Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Been there for about 20 years since I retired from teaching and coaching in '95, and so gives me things to do. I enjoy it and enjoy seeing people if I can be of service.
Certain type of insurance that you specialize in?
We do it all.
I know y'all do it all. Y'all do a lot of big businesses too.
We're property and casualty. I do Medicare supplements, annuities, home and auto, life. So just about everything.
Now how old are you now, Coach?
Be 75 soon.
75. How often do you go to a ball game on a Friday night or a baseball game and wish you were still coaching?
Not any.
So you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I go for the enjoyment of the game and watch young people perform and see where they are and where I think they might go.
Yeah. And we've got a great community to do that in here. Just recently they named the stadium down there at the ball field after Coach Sam Royce, who will be our guest host next week.
That's right. Sam was one of my former players.
I feel like Coach Matt, even though you didn't coach me, I feel like you kind of did, because some of your stuff gets passed down.
Right.
Some of that stuff was passed down to my Uncle Sam and folks like Jerry Eubank.
Right.
You know, and it just, I feel like that's kind of part of the tradition they talk about at Glasgow. It's tradition because people see greatness, they see success, they see something that works, and no matter who's there, it gets carried down.
Right. Glasgow's been a great community, great athletic programs in basketball, football, baseball, golf. We've had some good tennis players.
Yeah.
You know, a wide range, good academics. We've had a lot of great students that came out of Glasgow High School. I had the good fortune. I've got kids that I work with who are doctors, lawyers, teachers, coaches throughout the gamut. So it's a great place to raise a family and great community.
We're certainly happy to have you here on the show, Coach, and a lot of folks tuned in on Facebook Live to see you. We got Brian Basinger, Fred and Tamara Parrish this morning. Say good morning. Kelly Bishop, Trevor Phillips, Brenda Thompson, Amy Billingsley Geary, Luke Pierce. Luke Pierce is going to be our guest host on Friday. Luke's 13 years old, and he's a big WCLU fan, and I find that fascinating, so I'm going to have him in.
Okay.
He's just going to come in and hang out, and he's a really sharp kid. He was actually our first trivia winner with our new Phillips IGA sponsorship, so he sent me a picture of it, and he's like excited. So Luke's probably heading off to school this morning, but 39 degrees in downtown Glasgow. When we come back, we're going to have Aaron Russell join us for Tidbit News that's coming up here on Good Morning Live.
Who is Helena Chase Birdwell? She's a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a friend. She's a hardworking servant and experienced leader. She's known for her kindness, vision, and professionalism. Helena is humble, approachable to all, and a good listener. Her successful career in public service is a testament to her confidence and resilience. This November, vote for the candidate who will strive to serve Barron County with her sincere heart. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell to be your next Barron County clerk.
Lesenberry Do It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have first-hand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders, regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
Are back here on Good Morning Live, joined with Aaron Russell. Aaron, we have birthday honorees today. Let's get those on the list. What do you say?
All right, sounds good, Wes. Wednesday, October 17th, birthdays coming right at you.
All right.
So first up is Lena Joyce Bunch. Lindsay Humphrey is turning 25 here on this Wednesday. Dawson Knuckles is 15. And Sydney Knuckles, I'm going to go ahead and guess that's a set of twins, both turning 15. Cameron Lee Lyle is 26.
I can't believe they're 15 already. I know those kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Levi Agers, 102 on the birthday list for today. Chris Smith, 56. Marley Russell is turning 9. Cody Coomer, his grandma called that one in to wish him a happy birthday. Chuck Davis is celebrating. Emily Logston, and Michael Peterson.
And our good as gold person of the day is
Lou Foster, celebrating 89th birthday this past Sunday.
Be sure you pat Lou on the back, tell them they're good as gold from their friends at WCLU, and a little taste of Texas. That hat's starting to get full, Aaron.
Oh, yes, it is.
Friday coming up. It'll be here before you know it. We'll see who wins that. We'll see who wins the Phillips IGA Morning Trivia. Got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 90 seconds, and Aaron's going to take us through Tidbit News here on Good Morning Live. Right now, 7:44, 39 degrees.
I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve. Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barron River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barron River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
And remember, GlasgowKYHomes.com.
Thank you, Earn Dog. That was a great show last night. Earn Dog's off the chart. Really cool Leonard Skinner show coming up Thursday, Aaron.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's not just music. We're gonna kind of replay what came over the airwaves when the plane crash happened.
Oh, wow.
And stuff like that, and it's all Skinnerd. So if you like Leonard Skinner, check that out.
Gotcha.
You got your pen handy?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
Lost in the mix somewhere were two individuals who are having birthdays today that we need to recognize.
All right.
The first one is Beverly Perry.
All right.
You got that?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Beverly Perry.
Okay.
And another one that we have here is Jaleel Purcell. That's Jaleel, like I think the ESPN person.
Okay.
Jaleel Purcell.
Gotcha.
We got them on the list. Coming up this afternoon, and when Aaron gets out of school, he's going to be hosting the after-school show, if you will.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Light 102.3 FM. Aaron, talk about your show a little bit.
All right. Rocking out from 3 to 7 this afternoon, we are starting Aaron in the Afternoons.
Aaron in the Afternoon.
I'm excited. I hope everybody's excited. I invite you all to tune in. Light 102.3 FM, and we'll be playing a great mix of all your favorite songs right here on WCLU. We got a great mix of classic rock.
It really is a mix.
New and old country, new and old pop.
It's a great mix.
It's a great mix, isn't it? I worked hard on that mix.
You've got Paul McCartney, Joe Crocker.
Yeah,
and then you got Old Dominion and the Cars. Then you go to John.
That's all in 1/2 hour.
You got John Mellencamp, 38 Special, Alan Jackson, Steppenwolf, Fountains of Wayne. You got a great show lined up, and you're taking requests.
Exactly. That's also what I want to tell everyone about, and that's that from 3 to 5 p.m. you can request your own song. So if you don't like what I'm playing, or you want to hear something that I haven't played just yet, you can give me a call on the Light FM request line, and you can also, you'll hear more about that whenever we come on live at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and you'll also be able to hit me up on social media, Aaron in the Afternoon. Just search that on Facebook or Twitter. You can follow me, tweet at me, message me on Facebook, and just get a hold of me that way and submit your request, and we'll try to get them all played. You got to fit the format. We can't be playing gospel in the afternoon, in the middle of the afternoon. So,
I played some this morning.
Yeah, it was nice, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, got a format to fit to.
Yeah.
You can't play gangster rap, of course.
No gangster rap.
So
that's going to be cool. That's going to be a cool thing. It's starting today. It's going to be going on for a while.
Yes.
And I hope that people will tune in and recognize that what we're trying to do here at WCLU is bring back live radio in the afternoons and the evenings.
Live and local radio.
We're doing that with your show, with Earn Dog's show on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. There's a lot of things that need to be going out over the airwaves, and we're just going to start doing them. That's kind of what it's about. So Aaron Russell, Aaron in the afternoons, check him out today at 3 o'clock as soon as he gets out of school. Do you have to go to school, or can we stick around for Tidbit News?
We can stick around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back in 90 seconds for Tidbit News.
All right, sounds good.
Bountiful Harvest is proof that hard work does pay off. Ken Davis Produce is also proof that driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmers Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes, and mums too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day, but Sunday, of course, 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're going to love Ken Davis Produce, out 68 and 80, just past the Livestock Market.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Find the next great piece for your
This Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodmen of America.
Oh. All right, Tidbit News.
From around the globe and up the street, it's Aaron Russell with Tidbit News. What we got today, Aaron?
First up, Wes, our first story is how Portland, Michigan police are big mad. They are getting real angry because people are sending messages about Portland, Oregon.
Oh, no.
Officials in the Michigan city of Portland are pleading for Facebook users to stop sending them angry messages about the city of the same name in Oregon. City manager Tut Gorman posted on the Michigan City's official Facebook page that the account and that of the city's police department are not affiliated with the city of Portland, Oregon.
All right.
We steadily receive highly inappropriate complaints and messages clearly not directed at our PPD and certainly not reflective of our residents, Gorman wrote. We said that there's an aggressive spike in complaints last week involving civil unrest and Antifa groups shutting down streets in Portland, Oregon.
So they're messaging the Michigan people.
Exactly.
Because that's what people do on Facebook. They get on there and they want to vent.
Yes, and they're wrong Portland.
Wrong Portland, wrong time. Yeah.
Common mistake.
It happens.
Yeah, but they're getting real mad about it.
I would be too.
Yeah.
You know, if something bad goes on in Glasgow, Scotland, I don't want to hear about it all morning here on Good Morning Live. What else we got, Aaron?
All right, our other story for today. Off-duty Border Patrol agents started a 47,000-acre wildfire with a gender reveal party.
What?
Yeah. Was it a boy or girl? Well, ABC 15 writes that actually it was a fire. Dennis Dickey pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor on Friday for starting a
47,000 acres.
That's a lot.
That's like an entire county.
Exactly.
Or at least like the size of like Park City or something.
Yeah, something.
Oh, my goodness.
In Arizona, dubbed the Sawmill Fire when it occurred in April of 2017. So it's been a little bit. But the off-duty U.S. Border Patrol agent had no intention of starting a blaze, according to an affidavit written last week he was just trying to reveal the gender of his upcoming child to his family and friends. On April 23rd of 2017, Dickey trekked near Green Valley, Arizona, so he could have the ultimate gender reveal moment. Many parents, including Dickey, often have these gender reveal celebrations for their soon-to-be newborns. This often involves documenting action where a pink or blue color is revealed to indicate the sex of the child. You know, cutting the cake, unraveling banner, whatever it might be. He had a more explosive idea. The Tucson man decided to
Border
shoot.
Patrol agent.
Yeah, exactly. He decided to shoot at a target with his high-powered rifle so that it would explode in pink or blue powder. And according to a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, to do this, he made the target himself and filled it with tannerite, a legal but highly explosive substance. And it worked, but not in the way the 37-year-old Arizona resident imagined. The shot caused an explosion that ignited the sawmill fire, and the wildfire spread to Coronado National Forest, and dry conditions at the time also exasperated the spreading of the fire, which grew to about 47,000 acres in size and cost around
$8 million in damage. Wow. You know, I'm often called a firecracker because my birthday's on the 4th of July. But now, whoever this kid is,
yeah,
they came in with a bang too. They still hadn't said whether it's a boy or girl, but nonetheless, Donald Trump's not going to have to build a wall with Border Patrol agents like that. He'll just start a fire.
And listen to his punishments. Well, he has a lot of money to pay back, but 5 years of probation, and he has to agree to make a public service announcement with the U.S. Forest Service.
With Smokey the Bear. I love it.
And he also has to pay restitution totaling $8.1 million, actually over $8.1 million.
How's a Border Patrol agent going to manage
He's
that?
going to have to be picking up some extra shifts. And with an initial payment of $100,000.
With a mistake like that, he's probably got child support payments too.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know. Maybe she loves him.
And the Dickies haven't said if the child was boy or girl, so we don't know. But it's born by now. That was April of 2017. So
sure.
The child's, a little old now.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
The fact that he has to agree, that's part of his sentencing, to agree to make a PSA with the U.S. Forest Service.
That's great.
I can't wait till it comes out. Then we'll have to talk about the story even more.
This message brought to you by the ad service and this station.
Yeah. I can't wait till I hear it on a Sunday morning on the FM when we play some PSA.
That's great. That's great. All right, 39 degrees, Aaron. Have a good day at school. We'll go to the roof cam as we hear the good word from our friends at the Refuge Church of Christ. It is 7:56, 39 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Good morning, friends. I remember watching children playing make-believe games over the years. One of those pastimes often popular among the youngsters was playing church. Maybe we can all remember doing something similar. Perhaps the available chairs would be lined up into rows, and discussion would be held as to who would be the preacher, who would be the song leader, and who would sit and listen as the church services were held in this grand game. All the kids seemed to have a grand time.